welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Big Green and I'm the mother trucking crocheter. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really big sunflower bordered with the typical granny square pattern, and as a bonus I'll be showing you how to turn it into a hexagon as well. For today's tutorial you're going to need a pair of scissors, a crochet hook the size of your choice, a darning needle, and a few skeins of yarn, and those will depend on the color that you're making your flowers. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sunflower. This project can be worked in different colors. However, I do prefer it in a sunflower theme. All right, you guys, so I did want to take a moment just to isolate the granny styled hexagon with the sunflower in the middle. This is actually a huge motif, you guys, so you can work whatever project that you're doing with this up really quickly. I have big hands and this motif is like the size of my hand. I do have a measuring tape, so from side to side this is practically 7 inches, and then from point to point you might as well say it's 8 inches. So it's a really big motif, you guys. All right, you guys, so for this tutorial, the only portion that I won't be demonstrating on camera is going to be the center part for the sunflower, only because we all know brown and blacks and certain dark color blues do not show up well on camera when trying to record, but I will give you step-by-step details on what I did to achieve this look for a large center part for a sunflower. So pretty much like you would work up a hat or anything that's starting with, you know, a circular motion, all I did was a chain 4, did a slip stitch to join that chain 4, and for the circle that's going to be for the granny square, I did 8 double crochets in the very middle. So this smaller inner part, those are 8 double crochet. And once you do those 8 double crochets, you'll slip stitch to join them together. And then for the outer portion, you just work 2 double crochets in each chain. So in the middle, 8 double crochets, round 2, 2 double crochets in each of the 8 stitches that you did. So totaling 16 stitches. So once you count all of your stitches for the granny square circle, you should have 16 double crochets. All right, and if you're wanting to make the hexagon sunflower, it's going to be the same concept. We're just adding a couple more stitches. So what you would do is you would still chain 4, slip stitch to join that chain 4. For the hexagon circle, you're going to work 9 double crochet in the center, and then you'll slip stitch that together, and then on round 2 you'll work 2 double crochets in each of the stitches around. To complete that, you should have 18 double crochet. So 9 in the very innermost part of the circle, and then 2 double crochets in each of the stitches around to make 18 double crochets. All right, you guys, so we're getting ready to go ahead and start the petals for the sunflower. I know early on I did say I was going to do the granny first and then the hexagon as a bonus, but I'm going to go ahead and start with the hexagon first and then do the granny square. So what you want to do is attach your yarn in any loop or any stitch. Doesn't really matter. I'm going adjacent to where we fastened off because I want to weave in that end at the same time as the one that I'm attaching. So what you want to do is go ahead and chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in that same stitch, we're going to work 2 triple crochet together. So you yarn over twice, go in that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and hold. So you have 2 loops on your hook. Hope you guys can see. And then we're going to repeat that motion. Yarn over twice, go through that stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops that are left on the hook. All right, so after this we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Kind of get those tails out the way. So in each stitch around from this point on, we're going to work 3 triple crochet together, chain 3, and chain 3, and then work 3 more of the 3 triple crochet together. So you should have 18 petals when you're done. So I'll go ahead and work a few of them on camera with you guys, and then we can pause the video and meet back up and see what our work is looking like. And my yarn is squeaking, sorry. And where I slip stitch at for the brown part, I like to work my stitches right in the little snug part that's right before the knot, only because if you go behind that, to me it leaves a little space, and I'm not too fond of how that looks with that little space. So just to try to show you, so you see where that chain 3 is right here? There's like a small little area right there, right before that chain 3, because I know some people like to go in that hole at the top where you slip stitch, but I don't. It's like a little spot right before the knot where I like to crochet in, and then proceed on to this stitch right here, and it's going to cover up that spot. And I'm crocheting right over those 2 tails, the brown one and the gold one, since they're both the same colors of, you know, what we're using. It'll blend right in. You won't even be able to see it at the bottom. See what I mean? All right, so I did go ahead and complete all 18 of my 3 triple crochets together. Just as a reminder, just, you know, real quick, double check and make sure you have 18 for the hexagon. So this is the one that we're working on. Just go ahead and double check and make sure you have 18 petals with the corresponding chain 3 spaces. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and fasten off. You can fasten off in the top of the chain 4 if you want to. I'm gonna come over here in the first chain 3 space and go ahead and chain 2 and pull the string really tight to fasten off. Just like that. So that's where my fasten off is, right in the top of that chain 3 space. And it's a pretty large motif already, and we haven't even done the border. Alrighty, you guys, I'm back, and I do want to take the moment to apologize in advance if you hear any background noise. I am at the truck stop, and there is a truck next to me who's running their engine. So if you do hear, you know, like any air or, you know, the motor, I do apologize. So let's go ahead and get back into the tutorial. So I still can't get over how big this sunflower is, and it's only 3 rows in. That innermost center, the double up around the innermost center, and then the 3 triple crochets together. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? All right, so what I want you guys to do next is grab the color of your choice for the border. You can put whatever color you want to. I'm gonna use purple, just because I know it's gonna make the sunflower pop out a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do for the join of the new color, I'm gonna count over 4 spaces, because I want to make sure my cluster lands in this spot over here, so I can cover up this tail and then just cut it off so I don't have to weave anything in. So let's go ahead and join. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in that 4th chain 3 space, I'm gonna go ahead and attach my yarn, and I just do a simple drape over, you know, for attaching my yarn. I don't use any knots or anything. I just make sure the strands in the back are crisscross, and then I just bring the short one to the front. I don't need that much because I don't want to waste any material. Oops, sorry, let me do that again. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so I'm bringing it through the loop, crisscrossing the strings in the back, bringing the small one to the front, and that's it. So once I start chaining and then doing the stitches, that's pretty much going to be locked into place, to where I don't have to weave it in. So this is going to be another corner. So I like to start in the corner and end in the corner. So we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And this is where we're going to start doing the granny like stitches, but we're just doing 6 sides for the hexagon. So we're going to work another double crochet, excuse me, the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and we're going to work another double crochet right next to it, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to work 2 more double crochets in that same chain 3 space. And you can leave the little tail in the front or the back, doesn't matter. It's only going to get cut off or woven in at the end of the round. All right, so since we have 18 sides, we know we need, I hope that was on camera. All right, so since we have 18 petals, we know we need 6 sides, and we know we need the stitches in the middle to create the side. So here's going to be a corner, and here's going to be a corner to create the first side, and we're going to put two it's going to sound funny, but we're going to put two double crochets in the middle. So 2 double crochets right here and 2 double crochets right here. Or if you want to do 3, that's fine. It's totally up to you. We're just making the hexagon shape at this point. So if you want to do 2 double crochets, work 2 double crochets. If you want to work 3 double crochets, you can work 3. However, I will say this, if you're working 3, I would suggest just working 3 in the middle of your sides, because if you work the 2 double crochets, if I can speak right, if you work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets, it does make a cleaner, more sharp edge, and it looks really nice. So you should give it a try. I mean, if you're used to doing 3, like I said, that's fine, but definitely try doing the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. You won't regret it, I promise. right, and that's our first edge. So all we're gonna do is just repeat that all the way around, and once we come back we should have 6 sides. So I'll go ahead and work the next side with you on camera, and then I'll go ahead and pause and we both can catch up and then see what it's looking like. Work 2 double crochets in this chain 3 space, jump over, in this chain 3 space, work 2 double crochets, and in that third one from this corner we're gonna do a corner cluster. So that's 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and 2 double crochets. All right, so you see how that's already starting to form. And once you start doing this, like I said, you'll see the petals start shifting a little bit, and it looks really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and complete the rest of the sides and corners off camera, and I'll come back to show you guys what it's looking like. All right, you guys, so we are back, and I did go ahead and complete all 6 sides of my hexagon. So I'll go over that math for you just a little bit more. So you know, we need 6 sides for the hexagon, so I made sure I had 6 corners, and in between those 6 corners we had 2 of the single standing 2 double crochets. So as long as you made sure you did the cluster for one of the 6 points, you should be fine. And this is what your work should be looking like. We have the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in each of the 6 corners. So if your flower is looking like mine, you should definitely see what I was talking about now, with how the petals kind of did like this little shift a little bit, and it made it look like a real sunflower. I think it's pretty cool. At this point, with one round, I'm gonna go 2 so it can stand out a little bit more. You can stop right here if you want to, if you're gonna do like a join as you go with a different color, or if you plan on using multiple colors and then joining them all with the same color. You know, it's totally up to you to make this what you want. But I'm gonna do another round of the purple. So all I'm gonna do is, since I'm in the corner, I'm gonna start right back in the corner with a chain 3, do a double crochet, chain 2, and work 2 more double crochets, and then I'm gonna put 2 double crochets in each of the spaces right here before you get to this corner, and then we're just gonna repeat what we see in the corner. So I'll go ahead and start it on camera with you, and then we can pause and we all can come back together and see what everything's looking like. If you decided to give this another row for the hexagon border. Oops. All right, so I'm getting to my corner, so I'm gonna put 2 double crochets, a chain 2, oops, and 2 more double crochets. Oh my God, y'all, look at that hexagon y'all just made. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back, sis. I'm just saying, I mean, this is a huge hexagon. It's very pretty. I mean, just the colors are endless you can put with it. I mean, it's a huge motif. You'll get done with the blanket in no time. Like, this is huge. I know I'm zoomed in a little bit, but I mean, this is big, you know? And me, I'm always down for a fast project, okay? So if I can get away with doing like, what, 40 of these, and it be a blanket, man, you'll get done in no time. I will do a part 2 to the hexagon part because I know you have to have a half piece. I don't have the time right now to do it because I'm doing the granny in this one. So I'll probably get that uploaded in a couple days for you guys to show you how I do my half piece. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. Okay, so yeah, I worked on it. Excuse that little tail right there. This is obviously the mock-up piece. But yeah, I'll show you guys how to do the half sunflower with the half hexagon border around it. So when you're doing your blanket or whatever it is that you decide to make with your square, hexagons, you'll be able to have that pattern to complete the sides. So I'll go ahead and get these pieces out the way and go ahead and grab your next inner circle, which is the one that has 16 double crochets, and we'll get started on the granny square. All right, you guys, so I am back and I do have the granny square as promised on right now. It's going to be the same concept as we did for the hexagon. We already have our centers made. If not, I'll go ahead and go over that again. All I did was a chain 4 slip stitch and did 8 double crochets in the middle of that ring. And then after I did that, of course, we slip stitched to join so it forms a little circle. And then we did 2 double crochets in each of the 8 double crochets that we just did in the middle. All in all, having 16 double crochets total. So pretty much do this like you would start off, you know, like a baby hat or something. Just as long as you have 16 double crochets, once you're done, you should be fine with doing this sunflower for the granny square. All right, so go ahead and grab the color that you're using for the petal part and let's get started. Okay, you guys, so as I did state before, we're just pretty much doing that same process like we did for the hexagon. All we're gonna do is in that first stitch, we're gonna chain up 4, we're gonna work 2 triple crochets together, chain 3, and then in each stitch after that, we're going to work 3 triple crochets together, followed by a chain 3 all the way around the circle. So I'll go ahead and get started and then we can pause and catch up so we can see what we're working with. So for the granny square, we want to make sure we have 16 petals. It's very important. 16 petals. And of course, I'm just going to crochet over both of those tails because I am not weaving anything in afterwards. Only thing I want to be able to do is cut the yarn and keep it moving. Okay, so I went ahead and completed 2 petals. Once again, just do the 3 triple crochets together, chain 3, and then complete that all the way around, and I'll see you once we're done. All right, you guys, so as promised, I went ahead and worked in 3 triple crochets together in all 16 stitches around the circle. And now we are here at the end, and I'm gonna go ahead and fasten off. I like to go ahead and go over where the first chain 3 space is to fasten off my work. You can fasten off in the chain, the beginning chain of the round. It's completely up to you, no big deal. All right, so once again, just like the hexagon, these will also, the petals will also kind of pivot a little bit to give the flower some dimension. It looks really cool when we're done. So for the join, I'll use this pink for the join. So for this particular join, I mean, it's your typical granny square join. Nothing really special about it. Well, except we'll be doing half double crochets for one of the middle stitches for one of the, well, for all four sides. Let me start over, I'm sorry. So for all four sides, in the middle stitch, or cluster should I say, we'll be doing a group of half double crochets just so the motif can pretty much have a almost perfect, you know, square. I don't like doing triple crochets in the corner or anything like that, because with the more rows you do, the more straighter the edge is only gonna get. And then also, if you just tug on your work a little bit, it'll square off. You know, it's only like that because the yarn is settling after being, you know, pulled and stretched to make the stitches. But if you're using a join as you go method, whether it be, you know, after you've made all the granny squares or while you're doing the granny squares, it's gonna be a pretty straight edge. So let's go ahead and get started. Grab the color of your choice that you'll be using for the join. So you know we need 4 sides, so I'm gonna count over from the slip stitch join that I did. I'm gonna count over 4 stitches because I know well, we're gonna take away 4 of the petals to make the corners, and then in between those corners we'll have the sides. So here's stitch number 1. Well, this is where my cluster is gonna be because I like to crochet over the tail. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and in this stitch over here, that's where I'm gonna join my yarn, and then we'll have the 3 clusters in the middle in those 3 stitches for the side, and then the cluster over here. So just like I did the hexagon, I don't join with a slip knot or anything. I just cross over the 2 yarns in the back, bring the tail to the front, and then start chaining. 1, 2, and 3. So just like your granny square, we're gonna do 2 double crochets. The chain 3 does count as the first double crochet. We're gonna chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets. And that's our first cluster for the granny square. So in the next 3 chain 3 spaces, what we're gonna do is work 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets, 3 double crochets again, and then we're gonna end on this side with another cluster. So I'll go ahead and work that on camera with you guys. So the first space, 3 double crochets. That second space, 3 half double crochets. That third space, 3 double crochets. All right, so you see how straight that's going already? and then the petals, they're already starting to shift. And once you complete this whole outer perimeter of the flower, you'll see it a lot more. So we're going to go ahead and work the cluster in the corner, which is the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Now that's a straight edge, if you ask me. And like I said, the more rows you do, the more straighter the edge is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and complete, oh sorry, didn't even know the whole thing wasn't on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and complete the remaining 3 sides of my granny square, and then we'll come back to see what it looks like. Okay, you guys, I'm back. So all I did off camera was I completed the remaining 3 sides of the granny square. And just to recap, all we did was in the corner, per usual, we did the 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. I will say, if you like to chain 3 in your granny squares, that's totally fine. If you like to chain in between your clusters, that's totally fine too. I'm just showing you guys the method that, you know, I like to crochet with, because I like a tight tension for my projects. So all I did for the remainder of the row, and this is for all 4 sides, do the granny cluster, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets in the first spot, 3 half double crochets in the next, and then 3 double crochets in the last one right before you get to the corner to do your granny cluster. So once again, that's for all 4 sides. So I've already chained 3 because I'm gonna go ahead and put another row just to straighten it up a little bit more, because I personally like to have 2 rows surrounding my flowers when I'm joining, when I do the join as you go method, because it makes it pop a little bit more, and also it just, you know, makes the motif a little bit bigger, because I do not like to make 1,000 squares just to get a blanket done. But I did go ahead and chain 3, and I'm just gonna do regular 3 double crochets in each of the stitches, and when I get to the corners, I'm gonna do the cluster, the 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. I won't be working any half double crochets in the next go around for the granny square. So I'll go ahead and get that completed, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like in a minute. Alrighty, you guys, so as promised, I went ahead and completed that second row of the traditional granny square border, and this is what it's looking like. Where's my measuring tape? Here we go. All right, so this motif is going to measure about 6.5 inches, and of course, since it's a square, it's the same as the other sides. Yeah, so this one is another one that works up pretty quickly. I'm sure it'll look very beautiful with whatever join as you go method that you have. And this is how I do my sunflowers. For some of you that subscribe to the channel, you do follow me on Facebook. I appreciate the follow, and I appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. So yeah, for the blankets that you've seen me post, that's pretty much how I do my sunflower. There's a lighter pink for you just to see, and then also I kicked it up a notch and threw a hexagon in there. I'll probably be working on a hexagon blanket sometime soon, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Like I said, the colors are endless for this thing, and I will post a video sometime this week for the half hexagon, because I know it's an odd shape when you're working a blanket, to not have that side piece, or, you know, the unfinished piece. I'm gonna try to work on a video to do this part, and then also try to make one to where it's a solid granny, or like the one with the gaps in it, like a granny type of stitch. So yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Oh, and I do want to mention I am adding something to the giveaway. I got 3 skeins of this mandala yarn. I love the color. However, I do not like how it feels, as far as it's categorized as a 4, I believe. Yeah, it's categorized as a 4. To me, it doesn't feel like it. The yarn is thinner, if you ask me. I don't know, I don't like how it works up for me, because I generally stick with the larger hooks. The color is Zen, I believe that's the color. Yeah, it's Zen. So I have 3 cakes of these. So along with the wooden hooks, once again, I will be picking a lucky subscriber sometime next week. Excuse me, I'm sorry for saying so many times. It's been a long day. But yeah, so I have 3 cakes of this mandala yarn in the Zen color that I'll be adding to the giveaway. And once again, probably sometime around this time next week, I'll be picking a lucky subscriber from the channel. And yes, I'll pay for shipping, and you'll have 3 cakes of the mandala yarn. And let me see if I have them over here. So yeah, the 3 cakes of the mandala yarn, and then this is a brand new set of wooden hooks. I'm not really a fan of wooden hooks, nor do I use yarn that requires, or it's better to work with wooden hooks. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by my channel and watching this video for the hexagon sunflower motif and the granny square sunflower motif. Happy crocheting, everyone, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.